start recording. Okay, cool. What's up, Tom? What's up, Paul? Was short near Killzone got to stop break even. Yeah, I think daily is bullish, but a run down to the 4-hour FEG before moving higher would be nice. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? Paul, you know we don't use buddy in here, all right? We got about 2 minutes 30 seconds left. What's up? Mr. Ivo. I'd slap a hoe for calling me buddy. Mr. Ivo's in the house. I swear if we just skyrocket. These motherfuckers, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, minute 30 left. They want to close that, man. They want to close that. If they're gonna drop this next week, they're gonna have to close that. God, this is ugly though. This is some ugly price action. Send it to 844. Send it to 844 by the power vested in me. Yes is working with that. That's ugly. By the power vested in me, send this to the highs. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. They have to spool it above these highs. I don't think we'll die off. They have to spool it into 843. That's what I believe. There goes the spool. Going for 843. So close. So close. Curious if it goes for it now. Got that 1 minute imbalance. Retracement into the highs. Try and go for 843 now. What? Or if it wants to do a similar situation as, I think it was Thursday? Oh yeah, it was yesterday. With that huge run up right before the drop. 843 is a closure of the gap. Dale. That was a good read though. Hourly, 4 hour. It was a good read, but we were just super short of 24 ticks short of 843. So I'm guessing they might want to just reaccumulate it here somewhere. Go for these highs. Thanks, Lawyer. It hit 50% of the gap. Yeah, I still think they want to close it though. Oh man, ES is falling behind. Okay. ES falling behind a bit. Hell yeah, Oracle. Good stuff, man. First 30 seconds. Yeah, if we come back down here below New York Open, I'll still consider longs. Because if they want to take out whoever's long here from this leg, that's completely fine by me. Sweep this low, go higher. That is completely fine by me. I would still look to frame this. I think ideally, like if they do want to take out these lows, take out everybody that went long on this leg, and then continue towards the draw. It gives ES a little bit of time to play catch up. Or actually, NQ and ES would be caught up at that point in terms of being on that sell side delivery together. So I'm gonna let this come down towards these lows, and then I'll gauge the reaction out of there. So I want to see at least a sweep of these 750 lows would be nice. $15 looks like death. That's what they want you to think. All right, I'm going to take a stab at a long here at 785 towards the high, and this will be my last trade for the day. Thank you, Shaked. I want to see us blow past this imbalance here, and then once we get above 802, I'll go break even. Cool, cool, cool. There's 802. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep my stop in its place. So let's see if we get a continuation here. Really nice. If we get a closure above that swing high at 804, at that point I'll go break even, because then I wouldn't want to see price come back to my entry. So we should hypothetically just spool above that high, because we'd want to close that imbalance before the 50-minute close. So I want to see a super fast reaction out of that high. Nice, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go break even here. And what I'll do is I'll trail my stop at 1.5 R. $8.14. So once we get back above 8.19, I'll trail the stop. Sweet. Okay, my stop is trailed at 8.14. And we got stopped out. All right, boys. So 1.5 R, 30 points on that long there. Pretty good, pretty good. Pretty good. I do think this might go in the notes as something that I closed early. I did want that 838, and I do think ultimately we go there. But I'm trying to be as cautious as possible in this price action. Yeah, Oracle. I'm not a huge fan, so I'm already risk off as it is. So I was only in for one mini, but yeah. So that leaves me net green 584. Yep. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. No, it was. I'm trying to be super cautious here, because I know we tend to react off of the extremes. So once we were getting up into this area here, I was like, okay, we're bound to see some immediate reactions from the extremes. Yeah. So that'll be my last trade for the day. So One loss, one win. Net green. I will drop the P&L actually. So actually, for some reason, my accounts, some of them closed a little later, I guess, and managed to grab a little bit more, which is why you see that discrepancy. So nice little trade on a Friday. Just a little over 4K, and then plus 600 on my live account. So I'm copy trading these accounts. Yep. Let me sign out. All right, so we'll see what this decides to do. Let me just make sure I have all my orders canceled. I've made the mistake of being silly. Okay. Let's see if reference back below the open. Orange folder at 945. Yeah, we'll see if it wants to go ultimately for that high there. I did trail super aggressively. But it'll go in my notes. It'll go in my notes if it hits 844. Do you have any closing thoughts for the month of January you'd be willing to share? Like, that went well. What did not match your initial expectations? Lessons learned. So I was that's a good question. January was rough at the beginning. I think this week was the only kind of week that I wasn't getting stopped on like break evens, because I had a shit ton of break even trades this month. Can't even tell you. Like, and L's. Yeah, this open is dog shit. And L's. But I think the important part for me, at least, was that I ended up not even using my live account. I only ended up using it this week, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to use it until I kind of knew what was going on. So that's kind of the situation. So I was just trading like evals or the top step accounts because I didn't want to sacrifice my own capital to kind of learn. So I'm happy with the decision of just making the deposit for my account for this week. Yeah. So I guess and trailing, like, I have to learn, or I did learn a lot this month around, to just leave your stop in place. It's okay. Like, because I was super tempted to go break even as soon as we got 802, but you can see we came back. I would have gotten stop break even here, and it would have continued. So I'm okay with acknowledging more of the risk. So it's all good. And I'm trying to get away from those seconds charts, but this time around it called for it. All-time high new administration at the White House, AI euphoria, and Dow. January was a tough month for me also. Yeah, it was a tough month, but that's okay because it's 1 out of 12, right? It's 1 out of 12. All right, let's see. I'm still waiting for them to tag that draw. Hopefully they do. But this is kind of dog shit. I'm glad I got out when I did, and even though my bullish is still biased and my bias is still bullish, sorry, and we could hit this, that's okay. Seconds are addictive. Yeah, they are. But they can also build bad habits if you let it. This was the one though. What happened? Oh my god! I took a dub on live stream.
Oh, that's good. I'll let you be. I'm gonna go home because my medicine got here and it needs to be refrigerated.
I love you. February, fresh start. January has been a lot of back and forth for me. Hope to learn a lot here. Yeah, for sure. You will. This month, I focus strongly into applying the lessons from the mentorship. Already seeing improvements and good results. Hell yeah, bro. I love to hear that, man. Kane is one of the best to ever do it. So as long as you're willing to keep your mind open, keep your mind fresh, have the right mindset, be positive. Don't talk yourself down when things go wrong. Acknowledge the problem. Move forward. You know. God damn, this is ugly. That high resistance. Yeah, February will be good. Hopefully. Who knows? We'll see. It doesn't matter. It'll be good regardless. You know? It'll be good regardless. Could you explain why you took that trade? Yeah, absolutely. I got you. Okay, first and foremost, a couple of things to note. This swing point here was within an hourly imbalance. So we had an hourly imbalance. Swing point. This was the last candle. You can see here. The last down close candle that created that impulse higher within an internal liquidity point. So this is the low that I want to see protected. I don't want to see it close below this low. I had this marked out. I wouldn't want to say an order block, but I'm treating it as an order block. So I'm looking for closures to kind of respect this here. As soon as 9:30 came in, we had an impulse higher. Took these highs, right? If we want to get rid of, Max Payne idea here, if we want to get rid of everyone that went long here, we got to come back down into the open. What open? Either the 4-hour or the equities open. So we came down, we retraced that entire move. We were below the 4-hour open, which means that the 4-hour candle is currently printing like this. So if I go to replay, you can see, let this print. So that's the 4-hour candle, right? That was the 4-hour candle at the moment of below the open, which means that you're participating in the wick if you're below the open, right? We came back, equities open, 6 a.m. open, closure above this candle's high. That's my confirmation. And my draw is still intact, high up here. And so now, just waiting for that high to get tagged. That makes sense. So we had a couple of confluences here. We had a low that was in place from earlier prior to 9:30. We had an impulse move higher. Get rid of those that went long here. Went below the opening price of the 4-hour, the hourly, and the equities open. And then higher. And so there is our draw on liquidity. All of my trades consist of this. This is the candle. That's the candle. I'm looking for an order block here. That gray area is where I want to see an order block. And so on the next candle, we're all trading as similar things, just differently. How often do you say you take a trade? So before this new year, I guess, or before this month, I was going for, I would do like, honestly, a lot of trades a week, like 15, 14. But now I'm reducing it to um, one trade, one trade max per day. Today, I just kind of, I was a little stubborn because I was really solid on my draw. But yeah, this whole week I did just one trade a day. And even then, like I don't want to do one trade a day. It's just whenever it comes up, right? Do you always mark it in? I use limits. Like for example, in hindsight, obviously, I picked or I select the wrong order block. So in this case, had I been correct in the morning, I would have had my limits at the opening price of that candle there. So this would have been my entry and the stop would have been my low. So that's that in an ideal world, had I picked this correctly, had I had the right idea this morning, in hindsight, this is what the perfect trade would have looked like. I would have wanted to long here. But instead, I had my limits right about there and my stop was tight on that low. So lesson learned, because I could have placed my stop here and that still would have worked out. And I would have been using the opening price of this candle. That still would have worked out. But my stop was a little too tight this morning. Do you trade personal and or props? I'm only trading on my personal and one personal and then 5 top step accounts. So that's it. What's that exact DOL from? Go to the hourly and mark out. Look, this entire price action. So I mean, sorry, this entire price level from here to here, that is completely inefficient. There is no trading whatsoever happening. So I'm gonna make the assumption that they're gonna want to close this entirely. So the draw on liquidity is gonna be the closure of the imbalance. Why the opening price of what candle? Which one? In my room. The entry you mentioned. What do you mean? Because the 6 a.m. is 4 hour and New York Open is 9:30 open. So I'm treating them as a. How do you display that 4 hour candle? It's Power of 3 Pro by 2 Degrees. Shout out 2 Degrees. Power of 3 Pro. So there's a closure of that gap. So now I don't really care what this does. He has closed the gap. NQ. This can do whatever. That is my week, gentlemen. That is my week. 3 p.m. reversal. Oh, yeah. End month. Soda's popping. Yeah, thank you. I do. I do use SMTs. I do. No SMT at these lows, though. What made you sure that it wouldn't eat through that gray OB? I wasn't sure. That's the truth. I wasn't sure. That the only thing is that I have historical reference as to using something like this before. It's an internal 5-minute OB. I'm not sure, you know? It could just eat through it and stop me out, and that's okay. That's a losing trade. I'm a gambler. No. There's just about over 500 OB backtest trades. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to open the door for somebody. Sorry about that. Had to open the door for somebody. Took a little longer. No, Limitless. It's there's a logic behind it, of course. It's not just look. It has to be below the 4 hour open. Below the 4 hour open, and it has to be tax some sort of external or internal liquidity. You have a big house? Nah, I'm getting the car detailed, so I had to open the door for the guy, pull the car out. The lab mansion. But yeah, they got here late. They were supposed to get here at 9, so I could get everything set up before the stream, but they ended up getting here late. In Mexico, yeah. 2 hour drive to the door. Good. This is flying. All right, you guys. Busting my balls over here. And videos flying out of the open. You guys seen that Cooking with Kaya? I'm so proud of chat today. You know? We've kept the discussions just for trading. I'm so proud. All right. See, yo. Limitless this internal level. So internal to external. Internal OB. We have a new day gap. Also. Why would you take the upper gap over that as a draw? Can you please explain why? Generally, because the structure was suggestive of higher and we were closer to that. And to be honest, to be fair with you, this is a little more significant in my book because this is a complete void, whereas opposed to this would be a volume imbalance. So there's some price action here, but there is absolutely no price action here. It was just a complete orderless void. So I think this has more precedence than a volume imbalance. Will tomorrow backtesting session will be on your model? Yeah, tomorrow we can make it whatever you get. If you guys want to do TLM, we can do TLM. If you guys want to do OBs, we can do OBs. We can do a little bit of everything. Shake it up, switch it up. Yeah, so this trade is going in the books, and I definitely should have. Is TLM what you used today? No. We're not here. What time tomorrow? Can we do a backtest session with Cooking with Guy? Tomorrow's backtest session is at 11:30 in the morning, Eastern time. Somebody talking about RTH. Thank you, Darian. Darian. Yeah, it'll be recorded.